An 18-year-old woman is facing charges for her role in the assault of a Metro Transit bus driver in St. Louis Park. According to the criminal complaint, Brittany Tennille Simpson was part of a group disrupting a Route 17 bus last week. The driver warned the group to stop shouting, and a companion and the bus driver told Simpson to exit the bus. As Simpson exited, she allegedly hit the driver in the head with her hand. Welcome to Park Update, the weekly show that gives you the latest news about what's happening throughout St. Louis Park. I'm Scott Smith. Simpson was arrested soon after the incident walking near Rhode Island Avenue and 35th Street in the park. Simpson has been charged with one felony count of interference with a transit operator as well as fifth-degree assault. Park Nicolet's St. Louis Park campus is showing off some style with the opening of the new Cancer Center. An invitation-only grand opening ceremony that included Governor Tim Pawlenty and other dignitaries was held July 27th outside the new contemporary-looking Frau and Schuh Cancer Center. The new center has been several years in the making and contains innovations designed to make patients more comfortable. It features a large window for views of a new healing garden, a new chair designed for patients that is heated and with a touch of a button transformed into an exam table. But most importantly, patients can stay in one room while specialists come to them. Park Nicolet CEO David Westner said the Cancer Center will become a symbol of hope for patients. Planning continues to further move down the tracks for the Southwest Light Rail project. A meeting this past Monday at St. Louis Park City Hall between Minneapolis, Hennepin County, and other suburban officials revealed that just one of the routes, known as 3A, skirting Cedar Lake, is the most likely to qualify for all-important federal approval and funding. Within all likelihood, this will mean that the Cedar Lake route will be selected for the Southwest Light Rail plan. Officials are scheduled to recommend a preferred route this fall to Hennepin County. A reminder that an open house will be held on August 18th at St. Louis Park City Hall to view the ridership and cost estimates for route options. The first of many auctions of personal property belonging to former car dealer Danny Hecker will begin later this month. The one-time high spender now has a listed debt of more than $700 million with assets of about $18 million. Auctioneers hope to use some of the proceeds to pay off his creditors. The auction will feature Hecker's huge collection of high-priced golf equipment, as well as snowmobiles, personal watercraft, and additional items. MoneyGram International is expanding its influence within Latin America. The St. Louis Park-based company announced last week that it has added 1,200 outlets in Mexico and Central America, bringing its total outlets to 25,000 in the region. MoneyGram has doubled its network in Latin America in the last 5 years, a region that generated $65 billion in transfer funds in 2009. And that is your St. Louis Park news for this week. Still to come, news in the neighborhood and the History Minute. Coming up next is your Council Update with Jamie Zwilling.
The City Council wants to hear your ideas about how to solve the city's budget challenges. An online tool has been created for residents to provide feedback and offer ideas for closing the city's estimated $1.8 million gap in the 2010 budget. The council has laid out several ideas for a combination of solutions that could include wage and benefit freezes for city employees, staff reductions, increased fees or new fees, line item budget reductions, and a modest increase in the property tax levy. But the council wants resident feedback before making any final decisions. Visit the city website and follow the links to the budget overview to offer anonymous feedback on the budget. The City Council began working on the 2010 budget in January and will maintain an aggressive schedule of future budget discussions throughout the remainder of the summer and fall. I'm Jamie Zwilling, and that's your City Council update for this week.
Years ago, John McCluskey made $300 as a caddy at the 1959 PGA Championship at the Minneapolis Golf Club right here in the park. Today, John is going back as the event is taking place at Hazeltine National, but this time he had to pay them. Times have changed on the History Minute. "50 years ago, Chick Harbert won a grand total of $390 for finishing 28th in the PGA Championship at Minneapolis Golf Club. He kept $90. The rest went to his caddy, John McCluskey, an 18-year-old kid who had just graduated from De La Salle High School. This week, McCluskey is working his first PGA Championship since that memorable week 50 years ago. But now he has to pay them to volunteer. McCluskey is one of those volunteers who paid $180 for a uniform, food, and access to the championship at Hazeltine National Golf Club in Chaska. McCluskey won't be caddying. He'll drive VIPs to and fro on the Sunday before the championship and come back 8 days later to help return cars. Back in 1959, John had heard the PGA Championship was coming to town. He figured players would need some kids to carry their bags. The names of the caddies were thrown into a hat. McCluskey got Harbert, the 1954 PGA Championship winner at Keller in St. Paul. It wasn't quite as big a deal back then, he said. You just sort of picked up his clubs, carried him around for a week. When it was over, he paid you, got in his car, and that was that. Harbert went on to his next tournament with 90 extra bucks. McCluskey put his $300 in the bank and headed off to college at St. Thomas. I don't know what other caddies got, he said. That was my deal. I got $300, and Chick nearly played the PGA Championship for nothing. Yeah, it's a little different now. I'm sure Mr. McCluskey enjoyed himself. Now, here's Les Farrell with news in the neighborhood.
Cool off and help a good cause in the process. STEP, the St. Louis Park Emergency Program, will hold a benefit at the Rec Center Aquatic Park on August 26th between noon and 5 p.m. Come and enjoy the 20,000 square feet of water park fun and bring a non-perishable food item for STEP. Every year, STEP helps more than 3,000 people in St. Louis Park meet their basic needs. The demand is now greater than ever. Volunteers are needed to staff the event. Call Valerie at 952-393-1218. The St. Louis Park Family Services Collaborative has announced the availability of funding to youth and family programs serving St. Louis Park community residents. The collaborative is an effort of the St. Louis Park School District, Hennepin County Human Services, community service and healthcare providers, the faith and business communities, law enforcement, parents, and youth. Applicants must apply by August 31st and recipients will be notified by September 30th. For more information, contact Mary Jabarian, 952-928-6445. Tree Trust Community Forestry has been awarded a $15,000 grant from the Xcel Energy Foundation. The grant will allow Tree Trust to engage 50 community volunteers to plant 100 trees along the Cedar Lake Trail in St. Louis Park. The planting will occur in September and include an educational component on the importance of native trees to the health and vitality of the community. For more information, visit www.treetrust.org. The Arts for Life scholarship deadline is approaching quickly. Arts for Life is a scholarship program for St. Louis Park residents who want to grow and develop in the arts but lack the financial resources necessary to do so. The program funds workshops, lessons, equipment, or travel for the arts. Deadline for the Arts for Life is September 5th. For questions, email info@slpfriendsofthearts.org. I'm Leslie Farrell, and that's News in the Neighborhood.
Thank you for watching Park Update. For Les Farrell, Jamie Zwilling, and the Update crew, I'm Scott Smith. We'll be back next week.